Good morning, YouTubers. Good morning. It says you're live with Red October. I don't expect a lot of people to wake up this early in the morning and join me for a live chat. It's just too damn early, Red. So, I got my laptop over here. I'll kind of just ramble on until someone joins. And if it's one or two folks, I'll conversate with you guys out there, and it's all good. I'll give it a minute or two until somebody comes on and decides to chat. I'm out in West Texas right now. The flag is blowing ahead of me. It's windy. It says 32 degrees, which is cold for us here. It may not be cold for you guys up north because you are used to it, but to us Texans, that's a little chilly. That's a little chilly. Get down to the 27, 29. It's like, whoa, god damn. So, anyway, I'll try to think of one or two things to say. I'm gonna give it another minute here, and then I'll just do the video. So if somebody's watching this later, they can say, "Oh, let's see what Red's talking about. Let's see what I missed while he was live." Let's see. Here out in West Texas. Oh, I did see a video yesterday from Joe Primal, and he was visiting Texas, which is a big state, right? Big state. Look at the map. Texas is big. Everything's bigger in Texas. And he did mention about how Texans were a little bit bigger than Californians, and that is true. We live a good life. We're healthy. We're healthy. That barbecue comes at a cost, among other delicious foods like Tex-Mex. Um, I'll say this, and that is, like I told my good friends out there, the Maverick Mafia, the Four Horsemen. Hey, Oxjaw, what's going on, brother? Let me get to my live chat here so I can chit chat with you. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just going to ramble here, so hopefully you can stick around for a little bit, and hopefully you can listen in on this. Let me play my laptop. I'm going to mute it here so I can see the live feeds because I got the camera sideways for you sidewinders out there who like the camera sideways. Um, but I was watching a video from Joe Primal, and he was just saying about how Texans were healthier out here, and that's true. Like I told some of my brothers, the Maverick Mafia, the Four Horsemen, you haven't eaten good Mexican food like you have. Where are you talking about, Joe Primal and his business? Yes, I'm talking about that Ox Joe, and because he did a video like Texas Recon or Texas something. He did like three videos. I think I missed the first one, but I guess I take it that his son is down here, lives down here, and close to the area where I'm at. I think I don't know. Maybe one day I'll have the honors of meeting him. So, but Texas is a big place. Like I said, we're all spread out. So I know Big Johnson lives here somewhere in Texas. Uncle Dan, he lives out here too. He's more East Texas, I believe. But there's so many parts of Texas that they're all its own little area, right? Texas is its own place in its nature. But when you come down here, the Mexican food down here, we call it Tex-Mex. Um, I saw it. I'm hoping to get he gets out of California. Yeah, definitely. I agree. When you come down here, the the Mexican or Tex-Mex food that we have here is way different than California Mexican food, Arizona, maybe even New Mexico, because you got your Native Americans living in that area too. It's just not the same. I'm gonna say Texas Mexican food or Tex-Mex is the best. We have flavor, we have taste. As you said, Joe Primal, we're a little bit healthier. So, but I haven't been to every part of Texas, but I have been quite a bit. The only areas I have not been up is way at the top, uh, Amarillo area. That's a region that I don't have any family or know anyone, but I've been to Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, the coastal Galveston, Corpus Christi, South Padre. Um, I've been to some places like the they call it the Valley, not California, like the Valley, like totally, dude. Um, but the Valley is more like considered a border area. So if you use Texas as a look at Texas itself, and let's say Austin is like the border midway. It's the line, right? The further south you go, the more the Hispanic culture is, the more Spanish there is, and stuff like that. Like Corpus, Houston, Galveston, anything south of Austin, you're gonna hit more of that culture. Anything along the coastline, East Texas, there's gonna be more trees because there's more water. There's hurricanes. It's just there's floodings. Not my part of Texas I'd prefer. I'm more of a West Texas type of person. I live in Central Texas, Hill Country area, and that's probably one of the most best populated areas because everyone thinks, oh man, it's so cool. You got the hills out here. We're like right in the middle of Texas, so you kind of have the best of both worlds. You know, you on the East Coast, you got to deal with flooding, hurricanes, the moisture. It's just, yeah, not my part of it. A lot of trees, a lot of green in that area. Bastrop had some fires a while back that really burned because they have so many trees out there, and that's east of Austin if you're looking at the map. Um, Nice areas to live, more sporadic. There's like Joe said, it's kind of it's one of those where it's like it can be spooky, I guess, if you're not familiar with the area or you're like, when's the next store coming? I mean, it's building, it's growing out here, so it's and I say here meaning in those parts of Texas. Um, if you go up a little bit north of like Houston, Dallas area, it gets a little bit more. It's open, but there's not as many trees. I would say it's a decent area. Um, if you like your big city life, if you're looking at a map like Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, and then all the way down through Waco, which I'll talk about Waco in a little bit, then Austin and San Antonio. Those are your primaries right off the highway. There, if you like city life and you like stuff that's convenient, those areas along 35, that's the area you want to live in. Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, it's a different culture than Austin, Waco, San Antonio, obviously. If you like more upscale, if you like, yeah, I can't describe it. It's just I'm Central Hill Country, Texas area person, man. Um, when you come down like Hillsboro, Waco, he said Waco is just weird. Waco used to be what we call Wacko. Nothing, not taking anything away from those Texans over there. Good people, just different. Every area is different. It's just I don't know how to describe it unless you live here. Austin's it seems to be a popular place for Californians. I don't know why. They're like this is so awesome. I will say that Central Texas is nice. Definitely an ideal place because of the culture, the living, the low crime compared to a lot of the big cities like Dallas, Houston. Um, but it's driving up the market. The Californians that are coming to that area are driving up the market because they're selling their house in California for whatever price they get, and they're able to buy two or three different real estate properties down here, and it's catching on to the point where it's like it's driving all the native, and I don't say Native Americans, but like native Austinites that live in that area. It's driving them all out of East Austin down south to like Kyle and Buda, and those areas have really grown. Even north of Austin, like Round Rock, Georgetown, all the way up through Waco, people are just moving more in the outskirts. So the area and the culture as far as like the people that have moved there has changed a lot. Um, Down south of Austin, you got San Antonio, which is a big uh, Hispanic population area culture, and great food. That's a pretty good fun little town to be in. I say town, city. It's big, but a lot of good people in that area. A lot of Hispanic culture. You got the Riverwalk over there, the Alamo. Remember the Alamo? Lots of Hispanic Tex-Mex food. So if you like, I wouldn't call it a tourist city, but a fun city, and and they have festivals over there. That's certainly a place to visit. Um, oh, before you between Austin and San Antonio, there's New Braunfels. That area is growing. They have a Schlitterbahn over there, Schlitterbahn, and they also have Wurstenfest, that beer festival thing. I haven't been to it. I've been trying to go to that. That's pretty fun. That always looks. I have relatives that go to that every year. Um, South of San Antonio, you're getting more into like the rural, spread out. Um, Valley area, still Hispanic culture, but it's more there's not a whole lot of like, oh man, a lot of major populated cities. You just get if you look at that map, you get, hey, good morning, Scotsman. I'm just doing rambling chat about this and that. So, talking about Joe Primo video. I don't know if you know who he is. He's been visiting Texas, so I told him I'd do a video on the areas. Um, but it's not much to say. If you look at the map, south of San Antonio, there's lots of open drive, nothing to see out that way. Uh, Now, my favorite, other than the Hill Country area, the Central Texas area, which is what I'm familiar with, I like going West Texas. Now, that to me is always a fun trip. Not in the sense that there's monuments and there's amusement parks. I'm in West Texas right now, but when you go through, and I'm just going to call out some of the towns we go through, like Lano, which is they have a couple barbecue places. Cooper's is a big place. It's a known place. A lot of famous people have gone there. The president, the governors, celebrities. It's in country songs here in Texas, Texas country songs. Um, but Cooper's is a popular place. But Lano, Brady, those are small towns. Mason, what else? San Angelo. This is a Hispanic culture kind of, but all those little small towns, Lano, Brady, those little small ones, that I like going through them because it's a slow pace. It's a that old country feeling, that old town feeling. You walk into a convenience store and you will see people at a table talking. A lot of the old guys are just sitting there drinking their coffee, talking about this and that. Oh, about football. They'll talk about, hunting season and so and so got a buck and this and that, and just casual, like they ain't got nothing to do. What's up, Bizza? Bizza, Rizza, Jizza, or as TR likes to say, Bizza, Gizza, Rizza. Um, Yeah, those small towns, I love them, man. Now those areas are considered deer country. Even a little bit up north of that, you got your deer country, hill country area, um, and nice areas. And I haven't been to every city, every town here in Texas, but there's just a lot to see. There's a lot of counties, but as you go further out, like I said, past those areas. I'm seeing the comments, guys. As you go past those little towns, then you get out to more, it's open. It's like farm country in the sense, not like we grow corn out in West Texas. It's more like cotton fields. There's oil field like Midland, Odessa. They're known for the oil fields. Um, and then as you get past that, west, you get into Sly Tiger country. Uh, you get into El Paso. There's a lot of air. Hey, Scott, you get into a lot of areas that are really like open desert, and that's why I said I think Texas is a very unique place. You go to some states and it is what it is, right? But Texas, you got the Panhandle, you got the East Coast, you got the south of the border, you got the Hill Country area, you got north of Austin, like Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington. They got amusement parks, baseball. Um, the further up you go, of course, it gets colder too. And then you got your Amarillo area. West Texas is my place. I love West Texas because it's just, it has that western feel to it. But yeah, you get into like going to El Paso area, and there's like really open areas. You get into more desert areas. So we have a little bit of everything. If you like the coastal area, you can go to Galveston, Corpus, South Padre, all the, you like that beach life, Miami life, or whatever. And not that it's like Miami, but if you like the coastline, we have that. If you like the tree areas, like living out in the trees, tall trees, we have that area too, close to the coastline. If you like big city life, we have that too here. If you like open rural area, um, we have that. If you like West Texas dirt tumbleweeds, we have that. Oil fields, everything. Texas is a good place. So, not to brag on my state, but it's good. I'm in my truck, guys. For you late bloomers here, I'm just sitting in my truck charging my phone up because my phone died. I forgot my phone charger at home, so I got the one in my truck plugged into my cigarette lighter. Remember those? We used to call them cigarette lighters. They don't have those in the trucks or cars no more. Remember, you push it in and then give it a minute and pop out, and it's all red shit. They don't have those no more. Texas is one big. Yep, it is, Scott. It's changing though. The culture's changing, and I see it. I was talking to some relatives here last night, and I hope you guys stick around for a little while because I'll talk on 30, 45 minutes. I know it's early, so I figured most people are just home right now. But I was talking to my relatives here from Lubbock and stuff, and they're down here visiting while we're here. Grandpa Red is out hunting at his stand, and my other uncle, uh, my uncle who was in the Vietnam War, he's out at his stand. So my cousin was hunting yesterday, but he's in the house sleeping. Um, what was I saying? Shit. What was I gonna tell you guys? I forgot. I'll think of it. I'm sure here. Um, Talking about living. Okay, so my one of my relatives who came from Lubbock, he's in the Vietnam War, and I asked him because I like to pick at people's brains, especially older people. I like to ask them, what are you thinking? What's your advice on life? What are your regrets? Give me something. And he said, well, he said that toward the end of his deployment, I guess in Vietnam. I said, "How long were you there?" And he said, "I was there for," he said, 11 months and 4 days. And that's just shit you don't forget, right? That's just embedded. That's engraved in your brain there, right? It's like, and he said, the closer I got to leaving, he goes, man, I was thinking I'm not gonna make it. I'm not. You start to get scared. You start to wonder, like, man, you get more cautious. You get more afraid. You get more aware. You get there and you're all gung ho, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take out some beacons, and he's good with the rifle. I wouldn't call him a sniper, but he was in infantry, and he told me a story about taking out somebody out in the hill, and they called him up and said, Willie, we need you to bring the rifle and we need you to take out that guy up there. And he said he waited for a muzzle flash, and he said he found him and sighted in. And he shot up there and didn't hear any more. Didn't get any more. I missed that last comment. I was trying to pull up my laptop here. Let me see. Hold on. Who's that from? They're going to take the power down in Texas and blame it on. That's what I'm going to use there with their crowd control. Hey, Jesus, Stan, Watchman. Um, I'll look into that a little bit more, man. Um, I'm not opposed to conspiracy theories. I always try to keep my options open, and any news out there, I'll take it. I'll take it in. So, thanks for leaving a comment and joining the club here. But he was telling me, just about, it makes him think about that, right? And so I asked him. I said, "What's your advice to me, Willie?" And he goes, um, "You know, plan ahead, boy." He always says, "Boy." Like nowadays, you can't say, "Boy, what you doing over there, boy?" Because some people take it as racist. But he always says, "Boy." So, plan ahead, boy. And then my other uncle, who's sitting next to him, been cold down here in Texas, right? Yep, it has been busy. My other uncle, who also served in the Vietnam War, he never saw any action. And he said I think what saved me was I went from infantry to recon, and he was telling me that it was the smaller groups where they go and they scout out areas or whatever. He goes, because when you're in infantry, he goes, they all heard you coming. They knew when you were coming because you're just in a big group and you're making a lot of noise. And then when you're in recon, it's just, you're in smaller groups, just a few of you, and you're just scouting the area, and you're real quiet. You could be. You see, I see the fleece. Yeah, it is cold. If you'll give me a second, I'll show y'all something here. Hang on. I don't know if you can see my truck there. 32 degrees, which I know is not freezing for you guys up north. And then you see that flag up there, it's blowing in the wind. You see that? It's blowing. So that's to let you know I ain't making this shit up. So let's see. I wish my computer would let's see. Isn't you having a problem, brother? Um, yeah, it's not freezing like snow up here, but for us Texans, that's cold, man. I mean, you start to get to 29 degrees. Yeah, that's a little bit much, but I'm not complaining because we have plenty of hot dog days here, man. It's just more, the humidity, the heat, and it depends on where you're at in Texas. If you're East Coast, like I was saying, the humidity is horrible, man. You step out, it's like sweat, like you just drenched in sweat and sweat. Hill country area, it's hot and humid. West Texas is more dry heat. But anyway, but he said live. He said plan for tomorrow, boy. And my other uncle said don't plan too far ahead. So I said I get it, and you have to live your life. I was talking with my wife yesterday through video phone, and she went out with a relative, her niece. They went to some friends of ours who live out, not in the country, but in the outskirts of town. They have some land. They had a big ass bonfire out there. I thought that's cool, man. I'd like to be around a big bonfire, but I'm about to turn my truck here in a little bit. It's getting cold, and you know, you have to live your life. You have to get out because there's no second chances, guys. There's no going back and say, oh, let's do let's have a redo. That lost love. You should have said something. Should have asked her on the dance floor, or maybe you get a second chance. It's not the same. But when you get a second chance, you take it. You take that second chance here, and you make use of it. Don't have regrets in your life. Good morning, Mr. Tommy. That wind will get you. Yeah, it will. You know, I don't like to lecture anyone here. I just like to kind of give my 2 cents, my advice on life. And I'm still a young man, I guess, 44, 44 years old. But I look in better condition than a lot of other people that Lubbock country. Lubbock, yes, Lubbock, Midland, Odessa, all those areas, man. It's just different. It's just different. Uh, the water's horrible out here, and I hate to say that. The water out here will rot your teeth like. And I remember back in the day, look it up. They are building up a research center at the old. Oh, okay. I'll check it out. The water over here in West Texas is not great, so we always bring water bottle. Growing up, when I'd come see my great grandfather here on the ranch, family members would come over and they had bad teeth, like rotten teeth. I'm like, damn, what the hell? But the water always tasted nasty. I never put two and two together as a kid. It's just like, yeah, that's nasty water. I didn't realize because it was because of the water that a lot of people, the water wasn't treated, so it would eat up their teeth and shit. So anyway, live your life, guys. You just have to live, and I've seen so many family members go through relationships on and off, and they come back together, and they break up, they get divorced, and even personal friends of mine here on YouTube are going through some stuff. I won't call out names because there's no need for that, but just it kind of it makes me think like, man, I'm blessed. You know, I've been married before, divorced. I've been through it, been there, done that. You lose everything, you start all over. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and But I always tell people they go through, I was like, it's okay. I said, you're not the first. You ain't gonna be the last. I survived it. You'll be fine. Yes, it is struggle. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, things don't go your way, but you. You're not the only one. Um, you're not the only one to go through this. You pay your dues, you move on, you learn from it. My uncle was saying, nowadays you can't even spank the kids because you get in trouble or you can't touch me, and that's why we have the problem we have now in America. Live your best life. Well, yes, yes, Bizza, definitely, because you don't get second chances sometimes, and then you're a lot older, and it just ain't the same, you know. Um, in fact, I won't say I admire people that go through a breakup and start their lives over because I know it's a struggle, right? But I think, man, you get a chance to start over again. I mean, if you're in a situation where you're in a bad situation and you need to start over, I get it. I'm all for it. I support anyone who says, hey, if it don't work out, don't work out. I'm not about breaking up marriages or seeing people go through divorce but when it ain't working, it ain't working. The very young kids today will tell you that you can't. Yeah, and to that I would say you're gonna get some hot sauce in your mouth. You're gonna get some chili in your mouth. You're gonna get a spanking. I'll tell you about that in a second, Scott. What I've told people before in videos. But I always think, when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Start over, but learn from it. Don't make the same mistakes and say, "Oh, if you're with somebody that looks good on the outside but has a shitty personality that's mean to you, it's just not a good person." Don't go out and find another shitty person to be with. Learn from that and say, I like the good looks of a man or woman, but I don't like the shit that comes with it. So find somebody that has the whole package, or at least most of the good package. Um, because that beauty comes at a price, man. You guys out there, that hot woman, that good looking woman, she will break you faster than uh, nails, hair, makeup. That all comes at a cost. Good looking, good booty, good front chest. That all comes at a cost, guys. So I enjoy responsible, Reg. Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. Scott, you were saying about the kids or whatever, but my grandfather he always told me, if you don't spank your kids when they're little, when they grow up, they're gonna beat you up. And it always stuck with me. And I thought, I'm not gonna allow my kids to touch me or disrespect me like that. Even my stepkids. I mean, I never put my hand on them or spanked them, but I certainly made it known that when I was pissed or like, oh shit, I missed that. Let me see that chat. Let me see where were you years ago, Red? Oh, sucker for a nut job. Ox. I'm human, man, and I'm not blind to pretty women. Um, but I was never like a, a good-looking ladies' man type of person. I am now, I guess, and I'm not saying that in a conceited way. I notice that the older women tend to tend to like me because as a younger woman, they're looking for that cute guy, that good-looking guy. There's some good-looking guys out there, man. I'm not afraid to say I'm not homophobic to say, I give props to anybody out there that looks good. Like, man, he's a good looking guy. Man, he's lucky. All he has to do is smile, show them pearly whites, and them girls just like, oh, he's so good looking. So, but even the good looking ones put on weight, get fat, get bald and ugly, and start losing their teeth. So, yeah, it's not always glitz and glamour, but yeah, I try to learn from people. I know things change, and sometimes when even my relatives, I'm turning on the truck. I'm getting a little cold. I don't want to get sick because I gotta go dentist appointment next week. I gotta get wisdom teeth removed, so that's gonna suck. All right, let me see. You are in Olds. Oh, thanks. Um, if it's too loud here and you can't hear me, let me know. I got the vent closed to where the phone is, and I'll turn the truck off. But I need some heat here, so. But let me put this on the floorboard. Hang on, guys. All right, floorboard heat. fancy truck. I got digital over here, so but I always try to learn, and in all the years that I've seen my friends or family have good looking women, I'm like about half of them are like no longer with them because things happen. Whether it's my family or friends that I know, and that big booty comes at a price, man. Got to get mine pulled too. They're impacted. Yeah, me too. Mine don't bother me, but I have a cavity in one Biza, and the dentist like, hey, he's like, when you get that one out, you're gonna have problems with it later on. And since we're in there, let's just go ahead and get all of them out. I was like, it's like, what the hell, man? I was like, so I'm like, okay, you know what? You're in there, I guess. I don't like it. I'm not saying I'm scared, but I got all my teeth, man. I'm like, you're taking away my bone structure. So, but if in order to save the other teeth, you got to do it, because I mean, just think of it like that. I don't want to have problems at 50, 55, 60 trying to take those damn teeth out, because that's going to be a lot more pain. So, who's looking for an old woman with a turkey neck? Hang on. um, what was it saying? Oh, just about women, uh, there's some good women out there, and even the as the women get older, they realize that the same thing like with the guy that you got that cute guy or whatever who got fat, bald, and ugly, or you're having to support. The older women realize, I just need to look for a decent looking man. Um, he ain't the cutest, but I will tell you that the older women not find me attractive, but they'll tell me, you're a good looking guy, you're a good looking young man, because they realize it's not just here, but it's also in here, and it's also up here, right? It's your values, your respect for others. Like, man, where were you years ago? And I'm like, I've been here. These women are blinded. But I got a good wife. I got a good life, so I don't ever want to mess that up. But let's see who this game warden. Texas Park and Wildlife looks like just passed by. I know they were out here the other day, so and I'm 63, no teeth, denture, so this would be my last wife. I'm done. Let me see. I'm sorry. Let me read this. Oh man, how do I pull up these damn chats? Okay, wife, I'm done and don't need the drama. You're right, man. I think about that. I'm like, Mr. Tommy. I think about why would you want drama over again? It's like you get to a point in your life, and I think about this. I think, okay, I'm 44. My wife's a little bit older than me, but God forbid something happens. Things happen in life. You get divorced, your partner dies. I'm thinking, man, if I have to start all over, not that I have to, no one has to do anything, but if you start over, I don't have time at my age to mess around to mess around with bullshit. I don't have time to raise another set of kids. I've already raised mine and my stepkids. I'm not doing it again. I'm not. If it was my grandson or grandchildren and their parents passed, God forbid parents pass on, I would raise my grandchild, hopefully not grandchildren, grandchild, because I would be repaying back what my grandfather did for me. My dad died when I was like 2, 3 months old, and my mom was very young. So my grandparents said, "Leave him here with us, or raise him." And when people say, "Man, you're a good man with a good head on the shoulder," I contribute that to my grandparents raising me, and they're like, "You're a good guy, a good man, good soul, good heart. You well rounded." And I said, "That's because my grandparents raised me right." And it's true. It's all because how they raised me. I wouldn't be who I am today. I think personality wise, I take from my dad, but I think a lot of the way I look at life is I look at it through their eyes. That law and justice, that balance of what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. You pay your dues. I get that from my grandparents, and it's something that I see. If you don't see me in chats anymore, then figured I'd die. Mr. Tommy, Don't say that, man. Don't say that. Yeah, there's a lot there's a lot of you good guys out there that I probably will never meet here on in real life, but it's always been an honor. I'll say this now, even for myself, something happens. It's always been an honor to be among you guys, and be accepted in this group of YouTubers. So thank you for your time, your ear, your comments, and all that stuff. I don't want to leave this earth anytime soon, but there, I said my piece. So, uh, but our kids don't live in the world that we lived growing up, and that's so sad to me. I think to myself, there's you can do all the fighting, all the bitching, all the complaining, all the we need to get back to this. I mean, I will say this: let's get back to common sense. It's something that we can all do. We can all change how our kids think. We can raise them right. The progress in life, society, building, the cultures, the way we're going in America. I don't know if we can change that. I don't know if we can stop that. It needs to do a meetup. Yes, we do. We certainly do. Yes, I think C-Max and you. Oh shit! Hold on. C-Max. Yep. Uh, cheers and rest in peace to those two guys, C-Max and Ed. Uh, those were kind of sudden, you know. I mean, you look. We'll talk about that in a second. Um, just the life. I look at life now, and it's like you can't stop progress. You can't stop the way life is going in this country. And the America that you grew up in, I mean, I was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s. So, all those old films, the Dirty Harry, the Death Wish movies, Lethal Weapons, Terminator, Die Hard, those guy movies. I grew up on Western movies with Clint Eastwood, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, A Fistful of Dollars, John Wayne, all those movies. So sad for Mr. Holster. Wait, what happened? Hey, what happened there? Where the hell are these comments? Say again, what happened to Mr. Holster? Send me do a little thing right there, and I'll try to check it out here. Let me see if I pull up my computer. Did something happen to Mr. Holster that I missed? Who's looking? My computer's not pulling up. I got it on the hotspot, but it's not pulling up. And I couldn't see the chat because I think he has. Oh, yes, I think he does. Mr. Holster. You're right. I think he does. I hadn't heard exactly what is going on with him. He's looking rough lately. I think he's losing weight too. I can tell he's lost some weight. And anyone that goes through cancer, they tend to lose weight. And that's the thing is. So let me finish this thought up, and I'll get back to that real quick because I do want to spit on that for a minute. I mean, chat on that for a minute. That's the new guy that they are talking about now. Okay, that's the new guy they are talking about now. But we don't live in that world, I think about all the, paying your dues, and you fall down, you get up. Nowadays, like, I want a ribbon, I need a trophy, my feelings are hurt. Um, Take down the monuments. I was talking to my uncles here, the ones that were in the Vietnam War, and I thought, it's so sad to me because it's like that's history. That is history. When you see monuments of racial stuff, or back in the day, bad events that happened, old street names, there's, for the most part, I really believe that anything that's related to racism, KKK, the North and the South, MLK getting assassinated, um, the General Lee, the Confederate flag, all those things, those are just part of our history. They don't offend me. And I can't speak for everyone. I can't speak for other cultures that have maybe experienced different um, treatment than I have. The way that I see it is, and you see my color, I'm brown, right? I guess I'm descendant of Hispanic culture, you know, not ashamed of it or anything like that, but I'm a Texan. That's how I see myself. I'm an American. I'm a Texan. That's it. That's how I see myself. I see the past as history, and when you erase history and people cannot learn from it, you're doomed to repeat it over again. Period. And I think that's what's going to happen in the futures to come for the next generations. That these monuments are going to be there, and that next generation is going to be, well, we didn't know because our parents, our grandparents, theirs took down these monuments. They had it erased from the books. So it things come full circle. As far as moving on to Mr. Holster, um, you know, it saddens me because you know you work your whole life. History should be unchanging. It's history. Yep. You work your whole life, right, to eventually retire, and then you get to retire and you get to buy these things and enjoy your life. Things are good for you, and you know you're living your life, and then things happen. You get older and you find out I have cancer, or I'm losing my teeth, or my hair's falling out, or I'm losing my vision and I can't see. These things happen, right? It's sad, and that's why I go back to what I always say: live your life. Enjoy it now. As rough as it is, enjoy your life. Make it count. Don't waste it. Don't be foolish to think, oh, it'll be here tomorrow. It'll be there next week. You won't get second chances, and then you get them, they're not the same. And I think Mr. Holster is hanging in there. I can see I don't check out his videos as much. There's a lot of channels that I have not been able to keep up with, or just I don't know, maybe just for whatever reason, I haven't been checking them out. But I will jump in here and there once in a while. Um, so I'm going to say a prayer for Mr. Holster. I wish him the best. I hope that he recovers. But it's so sad when you know your life is going good finally, and you're like, and then things happen, like to C-Max, to Ed, you know, Mr. Holster's going through it. He still has a fight in it, so he hasn't lost it yet, but he's in there. Um, Things are changing, boys, out there. I'm getting messages. Things are changing, and even YouTube is changing. I see it. I mean, I see it in the videos. People aren't making videos as they used to make them. Um, People are, the chats are getting different. They're changing up, and you just do what you can, man. You just, you make your life the best you can because this world is changing, man. And you gotta smile and enjoy the little moments. Things change, so. Anyway, any last minute things you guys want to talk to? I can't believe I've been here 43 minutes and 16 seconds. Anything y'all have questions on or y'all want to talk about or 2 cents on? The border thing, I think we're just going to have to see what happens. I mean, at this point, here's my thoughts on it. If you're going to come to this country, you have to come in the right way, period. And I know people say, well, there's a lot of people that didn't do it the right way. I know, but right now, while the spotlight's on the border, you can't just cross illegally, and you shouldn't cross illegally. There's too many people that do it right for you not to do it right yourself. And that to me is not fair. I don't. I think the president is taking a good stand on. Let's do a group and live stream someday. Yep. You let me know, Bizza. Set it up. See if the other guys want to join in. I don't mind. I don't want to do a live chat like 3, 4 hours long. No offense to any of the other guys out to do it. I just, an hour is good for me. I can certainly set an hour of my day. If it's really good, hour and a half. Two would be the max, I think. So, but an hour is good. 1 hour of my day with you guys, not a problem. You set it up. We'll think of some things to talk about, some topics. Go free. Love to see the live chat from you guys. Yeah, certainly. Scott, there's a couple of you Scots out there. There's Scott Inside Freedom. You're Scott, and I think there's another Scott out there, the Scotsman. But there's another Scott name I always see from time to time. So I hope it's not all one and the same. Like you got different accounts. You're just like, hey, I'm Scotsman. Hey, I'm Scott. Yeah, I'm just kidding, buddy. Um, yeah, this freaking laptop's not picking up. Probably because I'm on a live stream. It's not picking up the Scott M. Yeah, there you go, Scott M. No relation, is there? No relation. Do you know Scott? Do you know the other Scotts? Scotty. So anyway, I need to go make some coffee and come back for a second round. No relation. I always like the Forrest Gump when Bubba Gump and Forrest go up to Lieutenant Dan. He's like, what do you say? He goes, "You twins or something?" And they look at each other and like, no relation, because it's like Dumb and Dumber. Uh, I love that Forrest Gump movie. It's pretty good. Oh, I love Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan. That was a good movie, man. That's a really good movie. Really long movie, but yeah, pretty good. I need to go make some coffee. Check my other messages. Gonna be out here for another day, as far as I know. We were debating whether to go back home or not, but I think we'll just make use of it. Being that my grandpa said this is the last hunt that he's gonna come out on. So, yep, he's 88 years old, and he said this is it. I'm getting too goddamn old, and he goes after this, you can just bury me and put me aside. And you ain't got to worry about me no more. So I was like, oh, come on, grandpa, come on now. His hunting days are coming to an end. So, but let me say this. Let me say this last thing about letting go. Hope he back. Yes, I hope so too, man. I hope one more for the record books, right? All right, fellas. I'm off to start my day. See. Okay, Oxjaw, have a good one. I'm gonna wrap this up here in just a minute. Um, oh damn it. I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit. Oh well, I guess it wasn't that important. Um, it's been fun. I guess I'll check my messages and go make some coffee, and I'll put another video out there soon, a short video of our trip or something, or I'll ramble about something, I'm sure. So y'all have a good day. It is cold here, and I need to get my truck warm, get some coffee, and have a good one, guys. It's been fun. Red October out. Y'all